Which sentence should be deleted because it is unrelated to the other sentences in the paragraph? A. Sentence 3, B. Sentence 4, C. Sentence 6, or D. Sentence 7. In order to identify which sentence supplies unrelated information, we need to first establish what the topic of the paragraph is, or its main idea. As a quick review, the main idea of a passage is the central point that the passage conveys, and one which every sentence either leads up to, mentions, or expounds upon. The sentences of the paragraph may add details about this idea, support it, explain it, etc. Usually, but not always, the main idea can be found in the first sentence, otherwise known as the topic sentence. With that in mind, let's try and identify the main idea of this passage. We can see from the first sentence, to get the best results education must adopt to the needs of the learner, that this passage will be discussing education. In the second sentence, we see that to widen access to education across Africa, 3 pathways to learning should be considered, including formal, non-formal, and informal approaches. From this, we see it's referring specifically to education in Africa and taking into account different learning pathways to meet the diverse needs of African youth, considering formal, non-formal, and informal approaches. Glancing through the rest of the passage, we see some examples of ways to make this possible, suggestions for the future, and examples of flexible learning pathways. With this in mind, we can take a look at our choices and see which one doesn't directly contribute to this idea. A. Sentence 3. The Forum for African Women Educationalists is a Pan-African non-government organization founded in 1992 by 5 women ministers of education to promote girls' and women's education in sub-Saharan Africa in line with Education for All. Sentence 2 quoted someone who is a founding member of the Forum for African Women Educationalists, and Sentence 3 gives us more background information as to what this organization is. However, based on the main idea that we've established, we can see that this doesn't directly contribute to the theme. Although it technically does discuss education in Africa by means of describing the background information of this organization, it doesn't directly support the paragraph's main focus, which is the varied pathways of learning and strategies to widen access to education in Africa. If this were to fit in with our main idea, we could expect more of the paragraph to be dedicated to this Forum for African Women Educationalists, which we simply don't see. This seems like it could be our answer, so let's keep an eye on it as we take a look at our other choices. B. Sentence 4. Beyond structured classrooms, knowledge can be acquired during conference-style seminars, community-based meetings, or even during group sports events. This sentence continues the idea that learning can happen in different non-traditional settings, which is relevant to the discussion on informal and non-formal approaches to education, which is, as we've established, our main idea. This can be marked as incorrect. C. Sentence 6. Speakers suggested that to fit in with the varied circumstances of African youth, scaled vocational and technical schools must be considered, along with informal learning programs. We can see that this sentence suggests vocational and technical schools, which ties directly into the idea of alternative educational pathways. As this fits with the paragraph's theme of exploring different forms of education, we can see that this choice is incorrect. And D. Sentence 7. Other flexible learning pathways, such as online programs and virtual certification processes, could allow candidates to demonstrate the acquisition of a skill set to higher learning institutions and employers. As this sentence delves into other flexible learning pathways, which again is our main idea, we can see that this is incorrect, and we can mark our original answer, choice A, as our final answer.